of all of these, only Bidiwala was what Swami called Nisargadatta Maharaj. Of all of these, only Bidiwala truly understood my reality. Right? So you attain that permanent state of self-realization, and then you start to learn. That's when the real learning begins. And then you go deeper and deeper and deeper into the self. And whether you do that in this physical body or some other body, it makes no difference.
But that also is sadhana only?
It's a different state. It's not like, okay, I'm going to chant Omkar 21 times. It's not like that. It's a different awareness. It's just an experiencing of consciousness.
It just happens.
It happens, but it's a different type of happening, in the sense that you are. It is awareness. It's like you're focusing your awareness. It's like if I say all of you focus on your left hand, you will bring your awareness and shift it to the left hand, right? That's easy to do. So in this, what you're saying is you're shifting your awareness to become the self. What happens is we are covered in so many misconceptions about the state of the self, right? In the last state, for example, you become Ananda. So you might have seen advanced practitioners who are always in bliss. You might have seen such people, perhaps. But that is not the truth. Ananda is not the truth. Ananda is the last sheath of the body, right? We have the pancha koshas. After you go past the Ananda kosha, then you have the Atma. So in this growth, you're learning more and more and more deeper and deeper states of awareness. Again, whether you're in the physical body or not in the physical body, it makes no sense. It makes no difference, because the whole creation is you only. This whole creation, all the Brahmas and the Indras and the Devas and the Devis, they're all part of you only. So it makes no difference. You are the self, just experiencing itself as that self. Yeah. Okay. Other questions? How are we doing on the recording part? On the broadcasting, are we live? Have I just been talking and people are listening to me just like that? Are we okay? And audio is okay? Meena, audio is okay? All right. Okay, all of you in Atlanta and South Africa and wherever you are, everyone is okay? All right, all of you in Atlanta and South Africa also sit up straight. Okay, shall we start? Okay, let's begin with 3 ohms then. So, Sai Ram, and welcome back. Gosh, it's been such a long time since we had a meditation session together, and I feel like you have forgotten everything that we taught you before, okay? So let's start with a quick revision. So first of all, let me ask you, let's see how good students you are. What is meditation? Here for a meditation workshop, what is meditation? Who knows?
Allowing yourself to communicate with God.
Allowing yourself to communicate with God. Okay, that's a very good start. Others? There are no right or wrong answers. So just state what you think, what you understand your meditation to be.
Connection with God 24 hours.
Connection with God, 24 hours.
7 days.
7 days a week. Very good, very good, very good, very good. See, all the class toppers will be in the front. No, you people in the back, I don't know. All right. So Swami says that meditation is merging with God. Now, the funny thing is, you are already God, right? As I mentioned, not you as in the personality, mind, body complex. Please do not email me after this session saying, how can I be God? Okay, don't do that. The mind, the body, the ego is not God. That is the dress that you put on in this play. It's a game. And the object of the game is to realize that you are God. You have always been God. You will always be God. Nothing exists other than God in any time or place. There is no time. It exists only in the mind, in this ego play, which you have created. You are God having a dream experience in a dream creation, in a dream body. You're just dreaming. Meditation helps you to wake up from that dream. In meditation, we merge with God and we become everything. Okay? Or depending on how you look at it, you become nothing, no thing. And in that you realize the self that exists. That self has no qualities, it has no form, it has no shape. It's not something that we can describe in any language. It just has to be experienced. But once you experience it, you will know it. Right? How do you know that you're in love with somebody? Well, you know, right? You don't have to tell someone. How do you know that you feel at peace? You know it, right? How do you know whether you're a male or female? You know it, right? It's not something that you have to understand or measure. And in the same way, once you experience the self, you will just know it. So that is meditation. The reason we meditate is not to perform kriyas, like we had this discussion before we started. A kriya is a technique. And what happens to many spiritual aspirants is they fall for many things, okay? First thing they fall for is they fall for techniques. They go to somebody and they says, if you follow this technique, you will know everything. You will have this thing, that thing, this technique, this whatever it is all you need to do to attain that. It's all BS. Yeah. You can have self-realization right now without even a single kriya. But because of the mind, you need some practice. You need some training. If you want to run a marathon, you have to start running, right? You can't just start today and then expect to run the full 26 miles. So these kriyas allow you to practice so you can experience the self more completely. So they have their value, but the goal is not the technique. The goal is self-realization. So use these techniques, but don't get so attached to them. Another fallacy that many spiritual aspirants see, that I see a lot, is they say, I met this Swamiji. I met this Guruji, I met this Mahatma, and they run after them. They're so stupid, yaar. So stupid. Stop it. Okay? Swami is inside of you. The Guru is inside of you. Every single thing you need is inside of you. Yes, these masters can show you the way, but you don't need to run after them, right? Just stop it. The third thing that I see is people run after either pujas, homams, another Atirudra Mahayagna, this particular function, this grand celebration, this thing, that thing. That's also a complete waste. You are God. You don't need anything outside to run after them. You can go to it for time past, right? For time past, but you don't need to run after them, okay? So everything you need is inside of you. And if you practice meditation sincerely, you'll reach the goal. It's very simple. Self-realization is not hard. To not be self-realized, that's really hard. Self-realization is much easier. Okay, so shall we start the meditations then with that brief introduction? Okay, so I thought we would do two meditations today. The first one is very simple. And it's so simple that if you practice it, you will know the self. You'll know that you are God. Okay, does that sound good? Yeah. And then the second meditation is a way to solve all of your problems. How's that sound? Yeah? Okay. All of your problems will be solved if you follow the second meditation. And this is something that will be like super awesome. So are you ready to start? Yeah? Sure? Question?
Isn't this contradictory to what you just told?
Yes, exactly. It is contradictory to what I just said. But what I need is a little bit of candy, no? Yeah, it's like when you say, if you do this, I will give you, you tell a small child, if you do this, I'll give you a chocolate. Yeah, so it's just chocolate to get you to stay interested. Otherwise, the monkey mind will take you back to office, back to work, back to your problems, and so forth. Yeah. Okay. So the first thing goes like this.
Doctor, there's online question. There's an online question.
Online question.
Yeah. So there's an online question, and the question is how to remain in the present moment.
The question is how to remain in the present moment. That is the perfect segue into the first meditation. Okay. So in meditation, there are various ways to focus. Some people will focus on the third eye. Some people focus on the bridge of the nose. Some people focus on the breath. Let's do a simple technique. I will just ask you to follow the breath for 30 seconds. Okay? Is that all right? Yeah. Okay. So let's just do that. Just follow your breath and just follow the motion of your breath. So breathe in, be aware of the in breath, and breathe out. Be aware of the outgoing breath, the exhalation, and again breathe in. And just follow this. Just be aware of your breathing. Is accessible to all. This technique is very easy. What you do in this technique is you just focus your mind at the feet of the Lord. That's all. Just place your mind at the feet of the Lord. Whatever you're doing, as you go about your day, as you go about your activities, maybe don't do it when you're driving, but all the other times you can do it. So when you're taking a bath, brushing your teeth, getting ready in the morning, when you're going to your office or work or school, when you're interacting with your colleagues, when you are doing your work, this is the challenging part, because many people will say, how can I remain focused on God and still do my work? Do this technique. Just keep your mind focused on God at his feet. Now, how to do it? Swami describes it actually in Prashanti Vahini. He says that when you keep your mind on the feet of the Lord, what will happen is it will become still, like a lake on a windless day. Okay? And that's all. That's all you have to do. So you can describe this whole technique in like one sentence. Okay? And that's one practice. If you do it, you will attain moksha. You will be done. Why? Because here you're using the power of bhakti, using the power of devotion to still the mind. This is what happens in true bhakti yoga. When you are a bhakta, a devotee of the Lord, you can tell a devotee because their mind is always like this. Why? Because their mind is always on the feet of the Lord. Whichever name, whichever form they adore is fine. If they are someone who prefers to worship God without a name or form, that's also fine. They can just imagine or visualize the presence of the Lord and then focus on that. Right? When God is love, so do they just focus on that? And that's also fine. Okay? So shall we try this? Okay? One hint is that if you choose a particular name or form of God, keep it the same. Okay? Don't change it. Keep it the same. All right, let's just try this. So you can close your eyes, sit comfortably. The advantage here is you don't have to be ramrod straight. Just sit comfortably and bring your attention to whatever name or form you like, and just place your mind at the Lord's feet. Could be as a he, as a she, as Devi, as goddess, whatever. Okay, and stop. Yeah, so what happens to the mind when you do this? Anybody want to share? You have the mic. What happens to the mind when you do this? Did it become quiet? Yeah? For a little bit, and then your mind naturally will wander because it's the first time you're doing this. Yes? And then afterwards, again you have to bring it back. Exactly. So again you have to bring the mind back. So you just keep bringing the mind back, and again. Each time it wanders, just bring it back to the feet of the Lord. And that's the simple technique. That's all you have to do. Okay, so let's do it again. Looks like the lights have gone off temporarily, but let's continue. Okay, let's do it again and just see. So again, here the focus will be that if your mind does wander, just bring it back to the Lord's feet again. Okay, stop. Some of you are too tense, okay? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to close your eyes, okay? I want you to completely relax. What's happening is your tension, your strain is preventing you from doing this properly. So I want you to really just relax, okay? So close your eyes gently. But take a look at your eyes. I mean, not visually, of course, but just, I want you to relax your eyes. Relax the muscles around your eyes. Relax your face. Relax your jaw. Relax the upper body of your neck muscles. Relax your shoulders, your upper body, lower body and back. Relax your pelvis, your hip bones, your hip joints, your thighs, your knees, going down to your feet, including your ankles. Relax your shoulders again, your upper arms, elbows, wrist, and hands. Yeah? Okay, now try it. Now put your mind at the feet of the Lord. And then come back again. Yeah? So how was that different this time? Does someone have the mic? If you can share it. This is more of an interactive session. I don't want it to be a one person talking. So how was it different this time compared to the last?
Initially, it's not even visualize like what I was clueless. But
Mm-hmm.
now it's like after relaxing, it is like at least easy to bring back the mind. Even if
Easy to bring back the mind. Yes. Yeah. So anyone else want to add to that? Or want to share their experience? It's easier to connect to begin with, yes. And? Anyone else? You can focus longer. Yeah. So one of the key things to this is that you have to relax, because if you're going to strain, self-realization is the easiest thing. So if you're straining to be self-realized, it's not going to happen. You got to relax into it. You have to be happy into, Why Swami would always ask us first, are you happy? He would always tell us, be happy, be happy. And, once Swami asked us, do you know why you two have so much divine grace? He asked us. We said, we didn't say anything. We knew we weren't supposed to answer his question. He said, because no matter what happens, you were always happy. And it is this happiness, this joy. And when you're relaxed, you can experience that happiness. So first relax so that you can go into that type of peace. And then once you have that, it becomes easy to do this. Now, what I'd like you to do as your homework from today is to practice keeping your mind at the feet of the Lord, no matter what is happening. Okay, when you're driving, don't do it. I'll give you another practice to do when you're driving. But otherwise, keep your mind at the feet of the Lord, whatever you're doing, whether you're in office, right? Whether you're at home with your family members. And you know what will happen to you is you will become less attached to the things of the world. You will put your phone away. Oh, bah, thank goodness. You will turn off Netflix. You will turn off your TV. You'll find yourself more at peace. You'll just become detached from the things. It'll happen on its own. Whatever you thought you were so attached to, it'll just happen. It'll fall away on its own. Okay? So any questions on what we've discussed so far? I want to make sure you understand. before we go into the next level of this practice. And tell me if there are any online questions also that I need to answer. No? Can you just take the mic, please?
It is easier to focus with the eyes closed. How do we do it with the eyes open?
Same. See, you're not. You see, what happens is God is everything, right? There's nothing that's not God. This microphone is God. This mic stand is God. This shirt is God. Everything is divine. And so you just keep your awareness at the Lord's feet, inside, in your inner scene, not outside, because externally all of this is, in reality, it's really nothing. It's just God manifesting itself as this play. So you just keep your awareness. So when you walk out of here today, then practice this. What's it like to keep your awareness on the feet of the Lord all the time? And you'll see how things change. You will get answers to your questions. Your problems will resolve on their own. Your difficult relationships will resolve on their own, just by keeping your mind at the Lord's feet. Yeah. Okay. Are there questions? Are there questions online?
No.
The online audience has also understood everything. Very good. We have very good students today. Yes, Usha, please.
Yeah. I think it's easier when you're alone and you're doing your work, whatever work you're doing, maybe cooking or whatever. But then if you're in front of somebody where you have to teach or, then I don't know how I can.
Okay. So that's a perfect segue into the next practice, which will help you to consolidate what we have just discussed. So, and Anand sir, you'd also sort of come towards this as well. So in our lives, we come across people who have the capacity to be either very saintly or to be like the devil, right? And you will see that same person, they may be like a saint, or very loving and kind, or very pleasant to one person, and to another person they will behave like the devil, whatever reason that is. Okay. Now what happens is everything is reflection, reaction, resound, right? So what is in us is often what is reflected back to us. When we meet someone, we are meeting ourselves reflected back at us. Let's say, for example, that in a previous life, I was a very controlling mother-in-law, okay? Let's just pretend. In the next birth or some other birth in the future, what will happen? I will be born as someone who has a mother-in-law who is very controlling. And that mother-in-law is a mirror of what I had been in the previous birth. Okay, that's how it works. Now, how do you resolve that? It's very simple. And now let me give you, before I give you the answer, let me give you another thing. We hear about sexual violence all the time, right? We hear about people getting victims of violent crime all the time. We hear about people getting cheated by others all the time. So there must be something that triggers that, either karmically or some relationship between the two persons, or something. No, we don't know what it is. It's not for us to understand each and every situation. It's not necessary also, but there must be something. And then you would wonder, well, how do I keep myself safe at all times? There's a very simple rule. When you see God in everything, in the whole of creation, the whole of creation will reflect love back to you. Okay? And so in this technique that I'm going to give you, lights have come. See? Perfect timing. So in this technique that I'm going to give you, all you have to do is to see Swami, or whatever form of God you like, in that person. Okay? And I'm actually going to make you do it. I'm going to go make you meet somebody you don't know in this hall and do it. Okay? So first I'd like you to start with your loved ones. Let me finish this part and then I'll go. So first I will ask you to do this with your loved ones. So just close your eyes for a second and just think of your family members. And I'd like you to see God in each of your family members. Yeah? Whatever, you can imagine that Swami is inside them. And what I'd like you to do, to take it a step further, I'd like you to imagine that Swami is pretending to be them. Okay? Got it? Swami is pretending to be your mother, your father, your siblings, your children, your whatever. Okay? In your eyes. What do you think will happen to your work relationships when you do this? There won't be any issues, no? Everything is reflection, reaction, resound. So it is, again, you're not seeing God in every person. That is for like first standard children, first grade kids. You people are much more than that. You are seeing that God has taken that form, taken that person's name, and He's pretending to be that person, and God is standing in front of you as that person. But God has just put on a costume. And so when you go for a walk tomorrow in your community, tomorrow is Sunday, so when you go for a walk in your community, I would like you to see that each and every person that your eye falls on, you understand that God is just pretending to be that person, okay? Now, what do you think you would experience when you're doing this properly? Ananda. You will experience ananda, bliss. So how do you know when you are doing this technique properly? You will experience bliss because everyone and everything you see is God. God has taken on the form of the stray dog. God has taken on the form of the lizard. God has taken on the form of the tree. God is pretending to be that person. It's not that God is in that thing. That's for first grade children. God is that thing. He's just taken that shape and form and He's just playing with you. And every relationship when you have that will just reinforce that. And you will only feel bliss. You'll only feel ananda. Now, when you combine these two techniques together, keeping your mind at the feet of the Lord and seeing that God is pretending to be this person, this thing, this object, whatever it is, then what do you think will happen? Right? Moksha. It's simple, no? Through the path of devotion, through the path of bhakti. And for everyone, this is attainable. Even you can do this. In fact, he will probably do this better than the rest of you. Yeah? Okay, so let's go to the online questions now.
The question is, I feel very blissful when I meditate, but when going about normal life, I feel or act just the opposite. I feel very dismayed when this happens. How can I bring the meditative state into my life always?
So do these same two techniques that we just described, right? I mean, just keep your mind at the feet of the Lord. Now, it is okay. Sometimes you will get angry, right? Sometimes, see, if you're in Maya, sometimes you have to play Maya to Maya. That's just the way it is. If you're playing a game of football, and the other team is coming towards you and trying to score a goal against you, you won't have to say, oh, Swami, please come side up, side up, side up, and let them score a game. You're going to do everything you can to win the game. And so if someone is trying to cheat you, someone is being stupid, someone is not following their orders, you can go like this. It's all right. It's part of the game. You can play Maya to Maya, but don't let it get to you, right? Don't let it get to you. Go back into that state of bliss. Go back into seeing that God is pretending to be that person and understand the lesson that you had from that situation. Okay? Other questions? Online people are very smart. Oh, okay. Other questions from this group? Can you pass the mic, please? Is this making sense? Is it easy enough or is it too hard? No? It's practical? Yeah? You can all go home and start doing this? Okay, good. Usha?
Seeing the other person as
Can you just check your mic? It's not on, please. Green light has to come.
seeing the other person as Swami or God is easier.
No, that's not it. You are seeing that God has taken on the form of the other person. God is pretending to be the other person. That's why I specifically mentioned you are not seeing God in that person. That is for little children. Okay? You are seeing that God is in front of you, pretending to be this person. God is in front of you, pretending to be your husband, your child, your sister, your brother, your parents, your neighbor, the people in the street, the fellow at the grocery store. God is pretending to be all of these people. And you see how they change. You see how they start responding to you. You see how people respond back to you in happiness. Yes? Does that make sense? Yes? Other questions? Okay, good. So you've all understood. All right. Well, you guys are very good students. Okay, so if I now what I'd like you to do is to get up, go to somebody you don't know. You don't have to say anything, or you can say something. Introduce yourself if you'd like. During that conversation, I want you to see that God is pretending to be that person. Okay? You don't have to touch their feet, nothing like that. Okay? Don't do those things. But just in that interaction, I want you to understand that God has taken on that particular rupa, that form, and is pretending to be that person. How does your interaction change? Okay? Start now. Someone you don't know. Let's start. Those of you at home can do this with, if you have somebody with you, you probably know them already, but you can go ahead and choose it. You can go ahead and do that with each other. Don't take too long. We'll just do this for a very short time. You want to try? How about that boy over there? Okay, good. Let's come back to your original places now. See, everyone always feels so refreshed when they get to talk during a meditation session. Yeah? So what happened? Who wants to share? Who has the mic? Yeah, if you can just, who wants to share what happened? How was that different from your usual hello, hello, how are you types? Dr. Malini?
To begin with, there wasn't any hesitation to connect to the other person,
Mm-hmm.
one which you usually have in talking to strangers, because you relate to them to the form that you already know, that this person saw me there. So
Yes.
there's like an instant connection.
Instant connection. Good. Good. Very good. Others?
We were smiling a lot.
Smiling a lot. Okay, good. Others? Could anyone feel ananda when they were doing that? Yes? You could easily feel. Yeah, you could easily feel. More happy and peaceful, yeah? And this is with someone you never met before. Did you feel threatened at all? No. You felt completely safe, yes? Yes. So if you practice this, not even a single hair on your head will ever be harmed as long as you stay in this state. Everything is reflection, reaction, resound. Everything. Whoever you meet is just your mirror. That's all. So just see that God is pretending to be that person. God is pretending to be that animal. Okay? Now again, use common sense. Please do not pick up a snake and say that God, don't do those kind of things, okay? Use common sense. But follow this and you will be free. How do you know when you're practicing it well? How do you know when you're following this properly? What will you feel? Bliss, ananda. Yes, yes, exactly. Question here. Can you pass the mic, please?
The thing that you said about animals, yeah, it's common sense that we need not pick up a snake. But what you said about reflection, reaction, resound should be true in the sense that if I see a snake or some harmful animal in front of me, I shouldn't feel scared.
No, you shouldn't. Once I remember, I was in our old home in Satyasai Hospital. We had a huge garden. Some of you remember it. And we had a lot of plants called Night Queen, Raat Ki Rani in Hindi it's called. And it makes a lovely fragrant flowers at night, which is very beautiful to have, but it blooms only at night. So I would have the habit of going out and collecting when these bushes were in bloom, collecting flowers. But this particular time, the bush, the flowering was so exuberant, it was on the other plot next to ours, on the other side of the wall, boundary wall. It was a low wall, so I walked into that property to pick up some, to pluck some flowers from there. And something told me inside, don't step into that depression in front of you. So I came close. I was pulling some flowers off the bush there, and I heard one like this. Okay? And it was a small baby snake. And I said, "Are baby, sorry, I won't do anything to you. Sorry, sorry, sorry." And I just stepped away. Right? That's all, no? You won't feel any fear, because you know that everything is God. You still, I'm not going to go and step on that snake. I'm not even going to go step near the snake. But you have that understanding that God is that. Okay? And it happens through devotion, not through the mind, not through intellect. Please don't call me back or write back and say, "But how can I see God in this person, that person who's really mean to me?" Are yaar, God is pretending to be that person. Once you practice that, they will change automatically. Okay? All the wives are saying, "Good, I will practice this." I will practice this on my husband. Everything is reflection, reaction, result. Yes. Yes. Okay. Questions from online, if you could pass the mic over there.
How important is it to cleanse ourselves of negative emotions to hear Him? And if emotions like anger, etc., are given by God, why are they considered as negative?
See, we have these experiences of anger, pride, lust, greed, jealousy, attachment, whatever it is, because we think that we are the body. That is their origin. As long as you think that you are the body, as long as you believe that this is me, you will be affected by those things. Even you may feel angry, but you know what happens is, as you grow spiritually, the anger becomes briefer and less intense. You may feel anger, but it'll just happen for a short moment and then it will go away. But what happens if you were simply to place your mind at the feet of the Lord? What do you think will happen? What will happen? You'll feel peace all the time. Your mind will become as still as what? It'll become like what? Like what? A lake on a windless day. Keep your mind at the feet of the Lord. Keep it as still as a lake on a windless day. And then all these things of anger and pride and lust and whatever it was that was bothering you, it'll seem like a distant memory. No? It'll hardly bother you. Keep your mind as still as a lake on a windless day. How? Just keep it at the feet of the Lord. You don't need anything else. Bas. Okay? One more question?
Yeah, one more question. So this person had prayed to Swami asking for the financial problems to be resolved. So Swami came into his dream 3 times and told him that in 1 week things will be clear. But several months have passed and nothing has happened. So he feels his faith has broken.
Mm-hmm.
And so how can he get back his faith?
Huh. So first of all, 1 week in first of all, 1 week in Swami's time is not the same as our time. Okay. Second of all, my personal experience has always been that Swami will only show me 1 step at a time. He might say, for example, that this will happen in the future. He's told us that. But as far as the actions that I should be taking in this Maya game, in the physical world, I'm only able to see the next step. That's all. And then once I take that step, then I'm shown the step after that? That's all I can see. I don't have any more vision beyond that. And really, I don't care also. And so if you're having financial difficulty, the first question is, what is the next step? This is a problem. I have requirements for finances so I can take care of myself, my family, and my loved ones. What is the next step for me to improve my financial situation? Just ask that, Swami, what's the next step? And then the next step and the next step. I don't ask Swami, show me the next step. I say, Swami, what is your will? What is your sankalpa? And for me, it just flows. It flows like a continuous river, like a mighty river. And I just dissolve into that sankalpa flow, that flow of God's will. And then in that, whatever needs to happen will happen automatically on its own, including your finances. Yeah.
One last question. So there are days when meditation becomes easy and simple, but there are days even to pull myself to sit for meditation becomes a big task. Why?
Laziness. Yeah. Okay. So this one person had a question about financial problems. Okay. Now let me just, it's always important that we assess the audience and understand their needs. Before I go into this, is there anybody here who doesn't have problems? No? Everyone has? Yeah? Okay, cool. All right. So this next section will be relevant to everyone. So you talked about financial problems. Some people asked about their sadhana and problems in their sadhana. So let me share with you a simple technique to solve all your problems. Okay? You want to know? No? What? I can't hear you. All right, fine, good. So this problem is very simple. Once Swami had shared this, and I'll share it with you. He said, God has designed creation in such a way that wherever a problem exists, next to it lies a solution. Okay? Wherever a problem exists, next to it lies a solution. Whether it's Israel versus Palestine, US versus Iran, mother versus daughter-in-law, Congress versus BJP, whatever it is, wherever there's a problem in creation, next to it, the problem, the solution lies. Okay? So then how come, then you might be thinking, well, how come I don't see those solutions? Well, you have to raise your awareness. You have to raise your consciousness. The problem is created at this level of your awareness, right? The solution lies at this level of awareness. That's where you find it, no? If you have the problem here at this level of creation or consciousness, and you try to find the solution next to it, what happens? What happens in all these protests that we see? Does anything change? No? For a little while, there might be some change. Maybe some new rule has happened. Maybe something new happens. But then what happens after that? It kind of just goes back to the way that it was before. Let's take a very serious case. Let's take the Nirbhaya case from a number of years ago, right? Has anything actually changed? Not really, no? They have given solutions, right? They have tried to change things, but actually it hasn't changed. Why? Because the problem and the solution are more or less at the same level of consciousness. When people go and protest to the government, say against climate change, or against better quality education, asking for better health care, reduce pollution in the environment, justice for a particular group. As long as they try to create a solution that is at the same level of consciousness as the problem that they're trying to solve, nothing will happen. Guaranteed. Take a look at history. That's how it works. Why was Mahatma Gandhi so successful? He was coming from a much higher level of consciousness. Right. Okay. So in order to find the solution, you have to raise your consciousness. You have to raise your awareness. Then the question becomes, how? Okay, so shall we do this? Ready? All right, good. So I'm going to give you a simple technique. Everybody can do this. It's actually a lot of fun. And when you finish this, hardly takes 2-3 minutes. By the time you're done, you'll find that your awareness has shifted. And so for the guy who is having financial problems, maybe he'll become the next Bill Gates, whatever. But you'll find the solution that is there for your issues, whatever problem you're trying to solve. Where creation is designed in such a way that what? Wherever a problem is, Next to it lies a solution, but don't be foolish. Don't look at the same level of consciousness. You have to raise your consciousness, and from that, look for the solution. Okay? Okay, so let's go through a meditation to raise our awareness together. Ready? I can't hear you at all. Yes? Okay, good, good. All right, so let's close our eyes, sit comfortably. And as we suggested from the beginning, just relax. Relax your eyes, relax your jaw, relax your neck. Take in some deep breaths. Please don't fall asleep during the meditation. Breathe in deeply in and out. Let go of whatever tension, whatever stress you're holding on to. Allow your chest and shoulders to relax, your upper back, your abdomen and your lower back to relax. Allow your pelvis and your hip joints to be relaxed. Really just let go. Let go of your buttocks. Make sure your anal sphincter tone is relaxed. Let go of any tension you're holding in your thighs, your knees, your lower legs, your ankles and feet. Let go of any tension you may be holding on to in your shoulders, your upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrist, and hands. You're completely relaxed. Okay? Now I'd like you to imagine that your body has become very large. In whatever city that you're located in now, for those of you in Bangalore, it would be Bangalore, other cities wherever you are, I'd like you to imagine that the entire city, you've become so big that the entire city could very easily fit inside of you, and specifically fit inside your chest in your heart chakra. And I'd like you to love the entire city or town or village and everyone in that place, just as a mother might love a young child, or a parent might love a newborn baby. I want you to give that kind of love to the whole city where you are. The whole person. In Bangalore, that would be 12 million, 13 million people. Love everyone and everything in the city. And now expand your awareness. Your body has increased in size until the entire state is contained inside of you. Keep it in your heart. And again, give love to the entire state in which you live. All the millions and millions of people there. Love everyone and everything just as much as you would love your own small child, your own precious creation. And now allow your body to grow larger and larger still until the entire country in which you live is contained inside of you. And all the millions or maybe even all the billions of people and animals, creatures, plants, minerals, everything inside is there. And I want you to love all of it unconditionally, without any judgment or reservation, without any condition. Just give unconditional love, pure, pure love. As your love grows, you grow into a more blissful state because love and bliss are closely related. Now your body grows even larger until the entire planet Earth and all of her beings, all the creatures on the earth are contained within you, in your heart chakra. And give love to all of those beings and give love to Mother Earth herself and share gratitude to her for hosting you and for allowing you to have this experience. Allow your body to grow even larger in size until the entire solar system, the sun, its planets, the comets, asteroids, meteors, everything is contained inside of you. And love the sun and its planets, everything, the entire solar system, again, just as much as you would love a small child, and growing even larger until the entire galaxy is contained inside of you. All 100 billion stars and all of their planets and all of their beings. Everything contained inside of you. So small. Yeah? It's become very small, this whole galaxy. And now your body becomes so large that even the entire universe is contained inside of you. And love the whole universe. There are many galaxies in this universe as there are grains of sand on our planet. Love the entire universe as much as you would love a small child. It's your own baby. It's your own creation. And now grow so large that the whole of creation is contained inside of you. Everything is contained in you. There's nothing outside. The whole of creation is so small, and yet you love it just as much as you would love a small child. It's your own precious creation. Give as much love as you can to this creation. And now bring to your attention some problem in your life that you may be facing. And in this state, in which you are still holding on to the whole world, the whole creation inside of you, and still loving that whole creation just as much as you would love a mother would love a child, in that state of unconditional love, allow the answer to reveal itself, or ask, what is the solution to this problem? And whenever you're ready, you can come out of this state, coming back to your physical body. You can gently open your eyes, rub your hands together, stretch your body a little bit, coming back to the present moment. I actually don't know what the time is because my watch is always fast, but it must be around 6:40 Indian Standard Time, on Saturday evening. Yes? So, who got answers to their problems? What did you see? Yes? Anyone want to share? You don't have to give any juicy details. You can keep that private. But what was it like?
I was particularly facing, I was feeling stuck in my research.
Mm-hmm.
So when I asked for an answer as to what should I do to proceed, I just felt that whatever is needed at this moment is already being given to you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't need to really worry about things.
Okay. Okay.
Like whatever is needed at a particular time will anyway come to you.
Will come to you. Okay. Okay. All right. Very good. Good. Others? You haven't said anything whole night, no? What would you like to say? Anyone you want to share? No? Okay, so you didn't get an answer. So what happened, I'm sure that you're not the only person, so don't feel bad. Let me ask you, when you went to that state where you were in, where the whole of creation was inside of you, what did you feel at that time?
I was trying to place my problem somewhere in that, and I found it's too small. Problem itself.
Yeah.
But then the next moment I was again in my body kind of thing.
Yes, you snapped out of your body, right? You snapped back into your body. That is how you fail in this exercise. The moment you come back to your body, it's all over. Your body has to be so vast. What you're doing is you're expanding your consciousness, getting bigger, bigger, bigger. Because you think that you're this body. That is the Maya game.
And the moment I asked the questions, the things came in what other people have told me about it.
Yeah, but that is monkey mind, no? That's monkey mind. Yeah. Yeah. Because you snap back into body awareness, and that won't work. Remember, the problem is here. What happened is as soon as you went back to body awareness, you came back here, right? You were like this for a while, right? And then, zoom, you came back down. You won't find the solution there. It's not possible. You have to be in that state where you are beyond the body, and the whole of creation is contained inside of you. The whole of creation is so small. No? Did anyone feel that? Could you get it? It's very tiny, actually. Creation is very small. Even though it's vast, it's endless, actually. It's endless creation. There's unlimited number of universes, right? Unlimited number of universes. We're not the only ones. The unlimited creation. But it's so small. But the moment you snap back into your body awareness, this exercise is done. So I'm very glad you do this. So what you do is you go back and practice again. And when you ask for the solution, don't give a very detailed question like what he did. Don't say, show me the solution in only a way that I would like to see the answer. No, don't do that. Say, this is the problem. What is the solution? Got it? And you don't even have to explain the problem too much. Yeah, because you don't give too many details. Just say, because what will happen is the more details you give, you'll come back to your body. Just say, this is the problem. What is the solution? Okay? That's all. Others? Anyone else got an answer? You're still struggling? Let's do it again. Okay? I'll make you do it 50 times until you get the answer. Yeah? All right, ready? So start back again. You're in your body. You're in whatever city you're located in. Breathe in deeply and relax. Let go of your problems. Let go of your need for any solution. Let go of your need for anything. And just be in that state of bliss. Allow your body to expand so that the entire city in which you're living or which you're residing right now your body's become so big that the entire city is easily contained within you, inside of your chest, inside of your heart chakra. And give love to the entire city and all the beings therein. Give as much love as you can. Really, 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 really love them. They're so beautiful. Each and every being. See them as being as beautiful as if they were the most beautiful thing ever created. Expand your body further, and now your body is so large that the entire state in which you reside easily fits within you, inside your heart, and give love to the entire state and all the beings therein, each one so beautiful and so precious. Expand your body still larger, so you grow even bigger in size until the entire country in which you reside very comfortably and very easily fits inside of your heart. And give love to the entire country and all the beings without any judgment, without any criticism, without any condition of any kind. Just give love. They're all so beautiful, every single being. Expand your body still more until the entire planet, this entire planet on which you live, easily fits inside of your heart. And give love to the entire planet and all the beings. See, each and every one is so beautiful, filled with God's divinity. Give thanks to Mother Earth for hosting all of us and making this experience possible. Expand your bodies further still until the entire solar system, the sun, all of its planets and their moons, the comets, the asteroids, meteors, everything fits so comfortably inside of you. And give love to all of those beings. And now the entire galaxy with its 100 billion stars. All of it is inside of you. You're so large and the galaxy is so small. And yet it is so very precious and beautiful. Give it all the love that you can. And now your body is so big that even the whole universe fits inside of you. So small but so precious. And then not just this universe, but the whole of creation fits very comfortably and very easily in you. You're very much at peace. There's nothing outside. It's just this one small creation, and that's all. So beautiful, so precious. Take whichever problem you have, without asking too many questions or any detail, and just place it there. Don't do anything else. And then go back to seeing the whole of creation as so beautiful and so precious. Give love to the whole of creation. And then allow the answer to reveal itself. And that's all. Finished. It should not take more than a moment for the answer to come. If you struggle, then just go back to being infinite in size, so that the universe is again contained within you. So small and so beautiful, so precious. And give all the love that you can. And when you feel in that state of bliss, in that state of love, in that state of no form, no limitation, then just place that question before you, that problem, and then ask for a solution. Okay, good. You can come back to your bodies. It just takes a few moments to raise your awareness, to raise your consciousness. It's not a big exercise. If you do this on a regular basis, you'll find that you'll be able to get the answers to the problems that you have. Remember, though, that at least for my experience, anyway, I can't speak for everyone, but my experience is that God only shows me one step at a time. So, what we would like to see would be, at least what I would like to see, would be a big, long, detailed explanation of all the steps to the problem. Step 1, step 2, step 3. For me, that doesn't happen. I just see the first step. Okay, and maybe some of you had that also. Yeah. Does anyone want to share what they experienced? Where's the mic? Yeah. Did anyone find a solution to their problem? Yeah, Dr. Malini?
In my experience, the first time we did it, first of all, the magnitude of the problem became very small to what I was
Mhm.
imagining it to be as. And the second time when we did it, I don't know, somehow the problem ceased to exist. Like, it didn't seem like a problem anymore. I mean, probably in my case, because what I'm looking from the problem was what I experienced. I mean, as a solution to the problem is what I experienced. So it sort of no longer existed for me
Yeah.
as a problem to begin with.
Right.
Because in that state of expansion where everything and nothing, everything is like in the experience of that moment, I mean, I'm not able to.
It doesn't matter, no?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yes.
Yes. And in that state, whatever you need will be given to you
Right.
without you even asking for it.
Right.
Right? Yes. Yes, exactly. Good. Others? Did you get that answer this time?
It was different. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't come back to the body state.
Okay.
But I don't know if I can decipher it. I could see some flowers blooming, but I didn't understand the meaning of it.
So when you get an image or an answer you don't understand, all you have to do is, I don't understand this, show me. Right? See, God wants you to understand whatever He tells you. It's like if we try to tell something to our kid and our kid just looks like that, then, okay, they're not understanding. And usually our children won't ask anything and they'll go off and do what they want. And that's actually what we do too when it comes to this. So if you don't understand, just ask God, I didn't understand this, show me. Or can you explain it a different way? Yeah? And that's what you can do next time. But what I don't want you to do is try to analyze it too much. Don't try to overthink it, because the monkey mind has this characteristic of trying to grab something and then put it in a category, give it a label, give it a name. Don't do that. That's a big mistake. Just simply be with it. It's not that God is going to give you a big, long, detailed explanation. He may not even give you a tweet. It may be just an energy or a feeling like what you got. And that's enough. And if you follow that feeling, you'll get to the next state, the next step, right? And then again, you ask for the next step. Okay, this is the problem. What is the next step? This is the problem. What is the solution? Anyway, you'll only be shown one step most of the times. At least, again, my experience has been I'm only shown one step at a time. So follow that then. Yeah? Anyone else? And then, do we have online questions also? Okay.
Just expressing how they felt.
Like when you said that put your problem there, like there is nothing to like, think of it a problem. It's like being in a state is
It's enough, no?
enough, yeah.
Yes.
When you say think, yes, you can put the problem. There is nothing like there's a big problem. Like when we think of it, we have a lot of problems. But when you are in a state of expansion, that is how I felt like.
Yes.
I don't have anything to ask for or
It sort of gets solved on its own, no?
Yeah, that is
Without,
the
yeah.
only
I mean, that's the beauty
first
of
time
it.
when we tried, I was like little bit thinking of some problem, like, but second time there was nothing to ask for.
Yeah. So it's not that, see, lightning is not going to go and then come and, do something. Sometimes just being in that expanded state of awareness by itself dissolves the problem. Just like what both of you now have said the same thing in different words, just raising your awareness to that state by itself, what you thought was a problem actually seems like nothing. And you're left with peace. You're left with joy. Yeah? Good. Anyone else? All set? Online people all have moksha now? Okay. All right. So what did we learn today? Let's recap. First lesson was to keep your mind at the feet of the Lord so that what? It becomes like what? Like a still lake on a windless day. Yes, exactly. Okay? So this is the path of bhakti yoga, the path of devotion, and it will lead you to liberation. Okay. Second thing we discussed was pretending God is not in that person. No. God is pretending to take on that form. Yes. So when you leave here now, you will have this exercise to do. That every person you see, you're just going to imagine that God is pretending to take on that form. And how do you know you're doing this technique properly? You will feel bliss. You will feel bliss. So what happens is, if you're not in that state of bliss, that means you're no longer practicing. So the moment you fall out of that bliss, you'll be like, man, what happened? Okay, then practice again, and it'll come back. And it's very lovely when it does. Okay? And then the third thing, about problems. God has designed creation in such a way that wherever a problem exists, next to it the solution can be found. But let us not be foolish and expect the solution to be right next to the problem. Technically it is, but at a much higher level of awareness. So you raise your awareness, and then you will find the solution. I gave you a simple technique to do this. There are other ways to raise your awareness also. You can go into a state of love, of gratitude, but this allowing yourself to expand, to be free of the body identification, is a very simple way that is accessible to everyone. And when you do that, place the problem before the Lord, and then just wait for an answer. And don't try to expect a particular answer. Don't be attached to a particular answer, and understand that you may only be shown one step at a time. Okay? If you don't understand what you're shown, just ask, I didn't understand that. Can you show me that another way? Hopefully you would do the same thing to your teacher or guru if he or she were to explain something to you. And so also ask if you don't understand. Okay? So all of you are going to go home self-realized. You're going to go home in a state of bliss, and you will not have any more problems after this, right? Okay, so when we meet again next week, I'm going to go over all of these three, next time, we're going to go over all of these three homeworks that were given. First, place your mind at the feet of the Lord. Second, understand that God is pretending to be that person that you're seeing or that thing that you're seeing. And then third, understand that wherever a problem exists in creation, next to it, the solution has been placed. These three things are your homework. You practice these things, and we will come back and go deeper into this. We're not going to cover it superficially. We're going to go deeper. So all of you should have told me how your problems, some problem, at least one or two problems have been resolved. All of you should tell me what experiences you had when you understood that God was pretending to be the person in front of you. And you should tell me what attachments have fallen away because your mind has been placed at the feet of the Lord. What attachments have you lost? What did you think was so important that now you're no longer attached to? So I'm expecting these things from you on our next meeting. Okay. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Let us end with Om Tri Shantis and Samasta Loka. Om Shanti. Shanti Shanti Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti